The Mexican Revolution, a fight for justice and change. Welcome to our inspiring journey through a pivotal moment in Mexican history. The Mexican Revolution unfolded during the transformative decade from 1910 to 1920. This transcendental conflict was characterized by shifting alliances and a multifaceted struggle for power. Join us as we explore its causes, key events, and lasting impact on Mexico and the world. The seeds of the Mexican Revolution were sown long before the first shots rang out. By the early 1900s, Mexico was a land of striking contrasts, where the spirit of change ignited widespread discontent against Porfirio Díaz's dictatorship. His 3 decades of rule favored elitist policies that uplifted foreign investors, while disregarding the struggles of the farmers and the emerging middle class. Fueled by political stagnation and economic inequality, this brewing discontent set the stage for a revolutionary transformation to reshape the nation's destiny. Once stripped of their lands and forced into low-wage labor, the rural peasantry rose, driven by their agrarian struggles. In the cities, industrial workers faced adversity with unwavering determination. Their frustration ignited a mighty revolution in 1910, fueled by the desire for justice against economic inequality, land scarcity, and political repression. Among the revolutionaries was Francisco Madero, a determined landowner whose challenge to Porfirio Díaz in the fraudulent 1910 elections led to his imprisonment and courageous flight to the United States. Madero boldly issued the Plan de San Luis in exile, calling for a rebellion against Díaz. The rallying cry, "Effective suffrage, no re-election," resonated deeply, igniting a powerful wave of revolutionary fervor nationwide. The conflict quickly transformed into a multifaceted struggle of hope and resilience, featuring numerous leaders and factions. Emiliano Zapata, a passionate champion of the people, fought for justice, agrarian reform, and land redistribution with the inspiring cry of "Land and Freedom." He boldly confronted a social order from the country's south that marginalized the rural population. At the same time, Pancho Villa emerged as a legendary figure whose charisma ignited passion among many. He led a formidable cavalry force in the north and was celebrated for redistributing land to the low-income population. His daring exploits captured the spirit of the revolutionary cause, embodying heroism and justice for all. Leaders like Emiliano Zapata and Pancho Villa became symbols of the fight for agrarian reform and justice, inspiring hope through their revolutionary pursuits. On November 20, 1910, Madero's call to arms ignited the triumphant beginning of the Mexican Revolution, fueled by an unwavering desire for change. Remarkable events, such as the Battle of Ciudad Juarez in 1911, would shape the course of the revolution. Madero ascended to the presidency following Porfirio Díaz's resignation, yet the struggle continued. Madero faced fierce opposition from Díaz loyalists and revolutionary leaders who believed in a larger vision for the country. In February 1913, Madero was betrayed and murdered in a coup led by General Victoriano Huerta, with the backing of United States Ambassador Henry Lane Wilson and some disgruntled elites. Huerta then imposed a military dictatorship that deepened the conflict. Madero's assassination ignited a renewed revolutionary spirit, inspiring leaders like Venustiano Carranza and General Álvaro Obregón to mobilize forces to restore constitutional governance and a powerful call for democratic renewal. At the same time, Emiliano Zapata and Pancho Villa united against Huerta's oppressive regime, embodying the fight for justice and freedom. This period was characterized by intense battles, courageous guerrilla warfare, and shifting allegiances among revolutionary groups. The United States played an ambiguous role, initially supporting Huerta, but ultimately standing with the constitutionalist faction led by Venustiano Carranza, who sought to restore order and end the bloodshed. The year 1914 was a transformative moment in the Mexican Revolution, defined by rising tensions and the evolution of the revolutionary movement. With Victoriano Huerta firmly established as a dictator, the spirit of resistance ignited, uniting revolutionary forces in their courageous fight for freedom. External influences intensified the struggle for justice. In April 1914, United States President Woodrow Wilson took a stand against Huerta's government, refusing to recognize its legitimacy due to its violent rise to power. The United States occupied Veracruz, disrupting the regime's logistics and empowering the call for meaningful change in government. Amid rising domestic and international pressure, Huerta's regime faced its unraveling. By July 1914, Huerta resigned and fled into exile, creating a power vacuum that intensified the struggle among revolutionary factions. Huerta's departure ushered in a transformative new chapter for the revolution. Later that year, the Convention of Aguascalientes aimed to unite diverse factions. It showcased the passionate ideological divides among leaders like Carranza and Villa, illuminating their fierce contest for power and a shared vision for the nation's future. As 1914 came to a close, the once united front against Huerta faded, setting the stage for a prolonged, multifaceted, and challenging journey toward Mexico's future. The ideological and military struggles among revolutionary leaders made it clear that achieving lasting peace would be filled with challenges. By early 1915, Obregon's remarkable strategic skill and superior military tactics, especially in critical battles like Celaya, decisively weakened Villa's forces, restoring balance to Carranza. As Villa's influence waned and Zapata stood isolated in the south, Carranza rose to seize control, achieving a fragile yet vital victory in the quest for supremacy. Despite the chaos and shifting loyalties, this period solidified Carranza's path to formal leadership through the 1917 Constitutional Convention, while simultaneously seeding internal dissent that foreshadowed future turmoil. 1917, under Carranza's leadership, Mexico embraced a new hope by adopting a constitution and enshrining significant social reforms, including land redistribution, labor rights, and secular education. This groundbreaking document represented a commitment to the revolution's ideals, embodying the aspiration to forge a more equitable society. The Constitution also reinforced the separation of church and state, reducing the influence of the Catholic Church, which had been seen as a conservative power against reform. Implementing these ambitious reforms proved challenging. Resistance from vested interests and ongoing regional conflicts complicated their rollout. Still, the framework established a legal basis for profound societal change. The 1917 Constitution redefined Mexican politics and society and resonated globally, inspiring other nations' progressive movements. It signaled Mexico's shift towards a nationalist and socialist-leaning government, influencing future policies and reforms. The ideals of figures like Emiliano Zapata continue to inspire us today. His courageous resistance to the Carranza government foreshadowed the monumental struggles ahead. Although Zapata was tragically assassinated in April 1919, his legacy remains a powerful force for agrarian reform. It serves as a poignant reminder of the resilience required in the face of revolutionary challenges. Álvaro Obregón became the President of Mexico in December 1920, following the tragic assassination of Venustiano Carranza and a series of intense political maneuvers. Obregón's presidency symbolized a crucial reconstruction period and a bold effort to unify a country fragmented by years of social upheaval. His leadership laid the groundwork for a political system shaped by the Institutional Revolutionary Party, guiding Mexico through much of the 20th century. Pancho Villa, a legendary figure of the Mexican Revolution, died in July 1923. Despite his violent demise, Villa's legacy shines brightly. He is celebrated as a charismatic and bold leader who fearlessly fought for the farmers' rights, playing a crucial role in the revolutionary struggle to overthrow the Diaz dictatorship. The aftermath of the revolution ushered in transformative changes for Mexican society. While the aspirations for immediate land reform and social justice met with mixed success, the groundwork for future progress was firmly established. Women's experiences during the revolution boldly challenged traditional gender roles, with many stepping into combat and leadership positions, paving the way for the women's suffrage movement in Mexico. The revolution ignited a vibrant cultural renaissance in Mexican art, literature, and music. Visionaries like Diego Rivera and José Clemente Orozco portrayed the tumult of their times, embodying the struggles and aspirations of the Mexican people. This powerful artistic expression captured the history of the revolution. It forged a national identity that embraced indigenous heritage and the indomitable revolutionary spirit. By 1920, the Mexican Revolution had profoundly transformed the nation, instilling a lasting spirit of change. Visionary leaders like Carranza and later Álvaro Obregón championed reforms that defined modern Mexico. They confronted social inequalities head-on and sparked legal and constitutional transformations that inspired the pursuit of a just society. The legacies of the revolution, marked by the loss of nearly 900,000 lives, continue to resonate in Mexico today, inspiring ongoing struggles for justice, equality, and democracy. This revolution is a powerful chapter in history and an enduring symbol of the people's quest for rights, reflecting their hopes for a more equitable future. The Mexican Revolution was a transformative journey that redefined the nation's identity. It highlighted the vital importance of social justice, land reform, and democracy, creating a legacy that inspires movements worldwide. The Mexican Revolution powerfully illustrates the eternal struggle for equality and justice. It shows us that real change happens when the people's voices unite in purpose. Thank you for engaging in this important historical journey. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring stories like this one.